Thank you, everybody, for joining us for another ILTACON informational webinar. Today is Wednesday, June 7th, and we bring you a webinar packed full of information about ordering for your booth space, your demo room, your hospitality suite, ordering items like electrical, Wi-Fi, food and beverage. All of that information will be in this webinar today. We will be recording this webinar. The recording will be placed on our informational webinar website within about 24 to 48 hours following this webinar. We strongly encourage you to put your questions in the Q&A panel instead of the chat panel. We will be answering the Q&A questions as we go along, and we will definitely save time at the end to answer all of the questions that you have. This webinar should run no more than 20 to 30 minutes total, going through the prepared content and leaving time for your questions. My name is Tracy McCray. I am joined today by Dawn Hudgens, Jessica Likens, Tyler Howes, Ashley Kowitz, and Sharon Stewart. They will be helping in the chat and the Q&A and answering questions as we go through, as well as at the end. Before we begin with the information about reminders, I wanted to put some information on the screen about deadlines. Just as a reminder, deadlines are coming, deadlines are everywhere. Don't be afraid of the deadlines. We will keep you on track using a number of different sources. The business partner calendar is one of those that you can see on my slide on the screen. I also wanted to draw your attention to some of those dates on the screen. This is June. The end of June is the last day to book a demo room. If you were still on the fence thinking about a demo room, the last day to book a demo room is the 30th. It'll also be the last day to secure some key ILTACON sponsorships, such as the attendee t-shirt, the golf carts, the mobile app, Wi-Fi network, and of course the receptions. The last day to purchase exhibit hall overhead banner space is also the end of June. So if you're on the fence with any of those decisions, please get those decisions made and let your business partner rep know those. Also, July 14th, the ILTACON housing block will close. That date will be here before you know it. We're going to have a few reminders coming up as we draw into this webinar to keep you on track with that. End of the month is also the deadline to request function space, end of July. It's also the last day to order items that we'll be talking about shortly at a discount. And then, of course, registration opens on the 20th of August. We will be talking. Sure. What's up?
Apologies, Tracy. Can you update to presenter mode?
I have it in this mode so that it's easier for me to get into the espresso, which I'm going to be screen sharing in just a moment.
All right. Apologies. Thank you.
Nope, no worries. So first of all, we're going to screen share and talk about the exhibitor dashboard. We are going to talk about the GES service kit. And so that is why I'm not in the presentation mode. It's just easier for me to switch through to those tabs. So as I get back into the presentation groove, the dashboard is another place where you're also going to see some of these important dates. We're going to have some of the links for you to fill out. This will be your one-stop shop. Before we continue on, I wanted to take a brief moment to remind you that scams are all the way throughout planning for your exhibition. Be on the lookout for them. ILTA does not sell attendee lists. We do not sell email addresses. You will do your best to book in the ILTACON housing block. Be on the lookout for anybody who says they can get you ILTACON housing rooms cheaper than our block. Also, be on the lookout for anybody reaching out to you who's not GES, who claims to be our general services contractor. So be on the lookout for these reminders. One was just posted today in our general forum. And so when in doubt, just send us an email events@iltanet.org, or email sponsor@iltanet.org, as this post in our open forum in our communities indicates. We've already sent out about a dozen cease and desist letters for companies claiming to do business on behalf of ILTACON, and they are scams. So please, please, just when in doubt, forward that email to us.
Tracy, let me just reiterate that on a little bit. This includes people sending you emails saying that they can get you a 2023 registration list of attendees for our event. We don't sell those. We don't give them out to anyone but our business partners based on our distribution dates that we talk about. So if someone is offering that to you, I wouldn't buy it, because it is definitely not accurate and it definitely did not come from us.
100%. Thank you for that important reminder. We recommend you simply treat it as spam. The company names change from day to day. A cease and desist letter, the company will just spring up under a different name. Just treat them as spam or forward them our way. Be on the lookout for them. Now I'm going to turn it over to Jessica for some important housing reminders before I get into screen sharing with Espresso and getting you through the dashboard. Jessica, want to walk through some housing reminders?
Yeah, thanks, Tracy. Just a couple of quick reminders for everybody. I know that that's not the sole focus of today's webinar, but as a reminder, you do have 3 options for making your hotel reservations. People within your organization can book their own hotel accommodations using a link that will be provided to them in their registration confirmation email. Those individuals can also book up to 15 rooms at one time through that housing portal using that link. Please note with that, we will be auditing the room list against the paid purchase list to make sure that we're doing 1 hotel room per each purchased pass. And then lastly, you do have the option to submit a sub-block request form if you need a block of 15 rooms, of more than 15 rooms. So feel free to fill that out and send it over. We'll get you set up. All reservations must be made prior to July 14th. For those holding those larger blocks of rooms with the sub-block request form, you will have a 3-week deadline to use the rooms held. There's a $50 cancellation fee for reservations canceled at any point. We want to stress that that is new. So please make sure that you're not booking reservations unless you know for sure that you will need them. Any modifications, name changes, changes to dates of stay will not result in a cancellation fee. Lastly, the Swan and Dolphin and the Yacht and Beach Club will both be collecting a 1-night room and tax. The Swan and Dolphin is 2 nights. The Yacht and Beach is a 1 night. The Yacht and Beach Club are currently collecting those as you book. So those will happen within about 5 business days after your reservation is made. The Swan and Dolphin will not collect theirs until July 14th. Both of these are refundable if the room is canceled within the 7 days prior to arrival. More than 7 days. For any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at iltacon@conferencedirect.com, and we would be happy to help you.
Thank you. All right, moving into the exhibitor dashboard. I'm going to now switch to the exhibitor dashboard and show you how to get from the exhibitor dashboard to the GES service kit. We're going to walk through those and show you how you work through the GES service kit. Before I get there, one quick reminder about your certificates of insurance. Those emails have gone out with samples, and we have samples for you to download to share with your insurance provider to make that certificate of insurance request easier. So sooner than later for your certificate of insurance request, as long as it falls within period that covers ILTACON, and get those into your business partner rep as soon as possible so that they can review them and let you know if there are any questions. So with no further ado, I am going to go now to the business partner dashboard. And so here we go. From the exhibitor dashboard, you will see right here, the exhibitor service kit. You just click on that link and you go into your service kit. We're going to talk through the show information, how you order for your booth space, how you ship your freight, as well as your exhibitor resources. So for your show information, you've got quick facts, which are just the basics, dates, times, move-ins, move-outs. But this is where you would go to look for dates and deadlines, find out when you can ship to the warehouse, download your shipping labels, visit our website again. It's going to talk about what's included in the standard booth. A standard booth is 10 foot by 10 foot. The back wall drape is going to be 8 foot high, and the side drape is going to be 3 foot high. Both of those are going to be white. Please note the facility is carpeted, but it's carpeted in that beautiful ballroom carpet that has many colors. It's very coral, aqua. It's a very beautiful carpet, but if you want your own carpet to match your color scheme, you will want to order carpet. Then you see there are dates and deadlines, information about freight, also online chat. GES has an online chat. If you have gotten to the GES service kit through the portal, you'll see it's ILTACON, and you didn't have to do anything for that. The online chat people will see that you're with ILTACON, and they will already know some of this essential information. What can you rent from GES? You can rent different types of flooring. You can rent different types of furnishings and seating and chairs, things that are upholstered or fancier than banquet furniture than you can get from either of the properties that your demo room may be in. Now this tab, we're going to talk about shipping and drayage, material handling. This is everything you need to know about material handling, how to get your freight. Excuse me, just one moment. Dawn, could you talk about carpet or something for just a moment?
Sure. What would you like for me to say about carpet? So the carpet in the exhibit halls, carpet in the exhibit halls is a blue, very flashy pattern. It's very nice looking at it, very large. But my guess is your colors and your branding is not going to go with that carpet very easily. Also, I would bet that it doesn't have the adequate padding underneath it if you're going to be standing on it all day long. And keep in mind, if you do get carpet or anything in there and you have like anything that might get on the floor, you do need to make arrangements through this portal for vacuuming and that type of thing. That includes the rental of plants that can be done through this portal, the furniture, waste cans, additional chairs, all of that type of thing.
Thank you, Dawn, for standing in a pinch. I apologize. I had to break out of this webinar for just a moment. So I wanted to come back and pick back up with everything you need to know about shipping and moving your freight from the loading dock into your booth space. People will be needed, labor will be needed to move your freight around the facility. This is all of the information about material handling and drayage. You may need to secure additional labor to book or to set up your booth space or assemble your hanging sign if you have a larger hanging sign over a very large island space. You can book your labor through here as well. I wanted to draw special attention to exhibitor appointed contractors. Some companies bring third parties to do services for their booth, such as some of the intricate booth assembly that you may do through your own exhibit house instead of getting labor through GES. That's an exhibitor appointed contractor. The information is right here, and you will need to tell GES that you are having an exhibitor appointed contractor, as well as submit appropriate certificates of insurance. There are also, lastly, rules and regulations. Since rules and regulations, labor rules, jurisdictions vary across the country, this is going to be your best location to find all of the information about labor unions, what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do. And when in doubt, you can chat online with a GES representative, or you can call their 1-800 number at any time. So that is everything I wanted to show you about the service kit. Come back to our slides for just one moment. Now, food and beverage.
Tracy,
Sorry?
can I pipe in right here because
Of
I really
course.
want to emphasize the slide that you just showed. I really want to encourage you guys to go and take a look at all the regulations for this particular site. In past, our history shows that we have the biggest issue with compliance and fire marshals in Florida more than any other location. And to make sure that we stay on schedule and are able to open the exhibit hall at the appropriate time for our opening reception Monday night, I really encourage you to take a look at the rules and regulations. Specifically in 2022, we had one booth where they were having some issues with it. It was going up really, really late. That's DC, right? So not as big a deal in DC, but in Florida, that could keep us from opening up the exhibit hall. So I just want to express how important that is for things to be followed by the rules and also have them done on time, and for you to exit the exhibit hall at the appointed time. We'll actually lay a piece of paper at all your booths reminding you of those times so that you can be remembered, especially if you're on this call. We hope that you relay this information to the people who will be actually putting your booth together if you happen not to be there yourself. So it's a very important thing. Thank you.
Thanks, Dawn. So last but not least, food and beverage. This facility, the Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin and Disney's Yacht and Beach, are going to give you the best opportunity to wow your customers or prospects with some amazing food and beverage options. We strongly encourage you to take advantage of just some of these options, such as a food truck or a popcorn maker at your booth, or some of the custom Mickey Mouse shaped waffles or ice creams that are going to be available based upon the property. You will be able to get all of these through your catering manager when we connect you with those people at the properties. So that is everything I had in our prepared presentation, and I wanted to now leave it open for questions. So are there questions in the chat that we haven't answered yet that I could answer now? Ashley or Dawn, is there anything out there?
We do have one question. When is the EAC form due or intent to use an EAC?
Oh, the sooner the better. The sooner the better. Always, as with anything, as long as your exhibitor appointed contractor has their certificates of insurance all in order, the process can be very quick. But we recommend that you do this at least 30 days in advance. So I would make sure that you have all of your exhibitor appointed contractor paperwork filed no later than about July 15th. What else do we have in here?
I'm going to start reading some of these off. When will we be getting information about the catering manager and the discounted park tickets?
You will be getting that information very soon. We have just started sending the lists to the properties and to GES to arrange all of those things. We were telling them to wait until this webinar, and we have sent official information. You will be hearing from your catering managers within the next, I would say within the next 3 to 5 days.
Okay, great. What about when will we know about catering prices?
Catering prices, we would have some estimate ballparks for you, but you would be able to get catering prices from the catering manager when that's assigned to you.
Here's one, and I'm going to answer this one. Which meals will be included for attendees on the show floor? Every registration type, with the exception of one, but that doesn't apply to anybody on this call, will receive all receptions and all meals with their badge. That means you will have access to light bites and coffee before the keynotes each day. You will have access to lunch in the ILTA Cafe Monday through Wednesday, and then we will have a separate area for our business partners on Thursday, because that is a members only annual group luncheon and meeting that has to take place because of our bylaws. So you will have access to food at every opportunity as everyone else. All foods and peoples are treated equally. One more question. Okay, Ashley's answering, but I'll go ahead and mention it. How will we find options for equipment and furniture for the demo rooms? In your dashboard kit that we were just looking at just now that Tracy was going through, you order your furniture and your equipment in that portal, not only for your booth, but also for your demo room. I do want to stress this because this happens every year. I'll be honest, I did it as a business partner one time. When you are packing up and labeling your items to be shipped to the GES warehouse, if it goes to your booth, it needs to have everything in there that is only for your booth, and it is labeled booth. Then in your stuff that goes to your demo room, it would be labeled demo room, and you need only the things there for the demo room. Now, here's what happens. You can actually populate and make your demo room beautiful before you get access to any of your equipment that'll be going to your booth. So if you send something to your booth that you need in your demo room, you're going to be waiting because there's no way to get access to it until it's actually delivered on the show floor. So please make sure that you kind of go through your checklist of that before you pack your boxes to be sent to GES. A few more questions.
Okay.
What if I need furniture the day of conference because I didn't order it for my demo room?
Ooh, boy, that's a tough one. There may be options available, but they are going to be very limited. They are going to be very expensive, and more than likely are not going to be exactly what you were hoping for. So
Yes.
I would do your very, very best not to wait until the last minute to order those items.
What if I'm shipping a bunch of stuff to my demo room and I have a bunch of cardboard boxes left over afterward, and I need to have them picked up so that my demo room area looks very nice and clean?
Call your catering manager, contact your catering manager, your assigned person who is helping you with everything for that venue, and they will arrange a garbage pickup for you. Keep it at minimum. They will bill for anything that would be over and above standard and custom kind of unpacking.
What if I want to bring in airplane bottles of alcohol or other foods that I want to ship in special to give out in my demo room or in my booth?
All food and beverage, especially alcohol, must be purchased through either the Swan and Dolphin or the Yacht and Beach, wherever your event is taking place. There are very strict rules about alcohol distribution and consumption. Definitely book your alcohol through the venue. There is also a regulation that all food and beverage has to be sourced through the facility. That helps with, excuse me, that helps with food safety, making sure that the food that you're serving does not make anybody sick. It also helps with making sure that all of the supplies are available at the same time. So source all of your food and beverage through the venue. If you have custom food and beverage that you would like to bring in, please contact your business partner representative, and we will assist you with seeking permission And if permission is denied, then permission is denied for that.
If I wanted to have alcohol in my booth for Monday night as something special that I would like to offer my clients, or during the week in the exhibit hall, can I do that? And if I can, how do I go about it?
Oh, we would love for you to do that. And the Swan and Dolphin catering manager that's assigned to you will be able to help you with all of that, helping you with things like, would you like a cocktail foam bar? Do you have a custom cocktail? Would you like custom cocktails with your color schemes? We encourage that. It will draw people to your booth, both alcoholic and non-alcoholic options, as well as morning coffees and things like that. Strongly encourage you to do so, and you will be able to do so through your assigned catering manager.
Yeah, and Tracy, just one of my favorite things is, and I saw this past week, where to keep costs down, doing like a specialty cocktail by the gallon that's a mocktail, and that way anyone can consume it, but have the liquor of choice that goes with that mocktail to be able to make it alcoholic if people want to. Lots of options that we can do at these properties. This dashboard that you guys just received, well, will receive access to, but just took a look at. And your catering managers can basically, between that and GES, that pretty much covers all of it.
Dawn, it's Tyler. Quick question. Oh, there is a question about when partners will be able to purchase day passes. Can you address that a chance?
We're really it's just another day or two. It is almost there, and we will make an announcement, a press release when that comes up. So it's very close.
Okay, thank you, Tracy.
Anything else that we haven't addressed yet? All right. Thank you, everybody, for your time. Again, this webinar was recorded.